Good morning. It's a pleasure to see you here this morning in this beautiful theater. My name is Jane Shodel. I'm one of the festival programmers. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this morning's world premiere screening of Skin from the United States, written and directed by Kainat. To begin, we would like to acknowledge that today's event is taking place on the treaty territory of the Mississaugas of New Credit and the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and the Huron-Wendat. We are grateful to work in the community every day. This film is eligible for the Grolsch People's Choice Award. Vote for your favorite films at tiff.net/vote. We would like to thank ICM Partners for providing us with this film. Thank you, ICM. You should applaud, they gave us the film. Skin is a tough, powerful, and important film that could not feel more timely. Based on a true story, it centers on a man named Bryon Widner who, through the love of a woman, dares to question and challenge everything he has ever known. And it is his attempts to discard his old life that set him on a most dangerous road with uncertain outcomes. Skin is written and directed by Kainat, a multi-award-winning filmmaker, best known for his features Ma Bull, or The Flood, and Magic Men. His nuanced script and rigorous direction are supported by a remarkable cast. As Bryon, BAFTA award-winning Jamie Bell, Danielle McDonald from Patty Cakes, Oscar nominee Vera Farmiga, the Emmy-nominated Bill Camp, and the peerless Mike Coulter. Together, I think they make one of the most remarkable ensembles of this year. We are very pleased to have the opportunity to speak with our guests afterwards, but please join me in welcoming to Toronto director Kainat.
Good morning. First of all, I want to thank Jane, Carrie, and Cameron from the Toronto Film Festival to bringing us to the world premiere this film. It's an honor and a dream come true. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for my incredible cast of Skin. Most of them are here with us today, so please be with us in the Q&A session. You'll see them and hear them. Jamie Bell unfortunately couldn't be with us. He gave me this little letter to read to you. Good morning, everyone. If I may have just a few moments of your time. Firstly, thank you so much for coming, and thank you to the Toronto Film Festival for including our film in their programming. I would like to congratulate our remarkable cast and crew for getting this far. I wish I could be there with you and originally planned, but unfortunately I'm filming in London early tomorrow AM and was called back to set. It's true. He was here with us yesterday and last night, and it was great. I'll leave you in the very capable hands of our director Kainat. Have a fantastic TIFF, everyone, and lots of love. Enjoy the film.
So please join me in welcoming and congratulating director Kainat.
Does it work? It works. Okay, so we have a little surprise for you today. We actually have the guy that made it all happen and saved Bryon Widner. Please welcome the real Daryl Lemon Jenkins. And wow, and welcome the actor who played Daramon Jenkins, Mike Colter. A lady I was fortunate to work with before the feature, and we bonded in the short called Skin, the wonderful, amazing Danielle McDonald. And please welcome the wonderful band, Zoe Coletti, Kylie, and Colby, the girls. The guy who portrayed Fred, he's the nicest person in life. Most amazing person. Please welcome Bill Camp. And with us today, Ari Barkan, Michael Villar, Justin, and Scott Thomas. Please join us to the stage. You know, this film started 4.5 years ago, and I read this article in a newspaper in Israel in a coffee shop. But this movie was not be able to be here and be made without the amazing, and I'm so lucky to have the amazing producers that I want to come on stage right now. Please welcome Oren Moverman, Celine Raitray, Trudy Styler, and my amazing wife, Jamie Newman, who supported me throughout this entire experience. So we're all here. So this is our team. This is the Skin family.
Gang's all here. All right.
Wow.
So go there and we'll start taking some questions. All right. Does anyone have any questions? Or yes, up there, please. Yeah. All right, in the story, yes. His question is about the young teenager, the one that they sort of sucked in by the side of the road and was shot later on. Is that a real story, or was that a device?
It is based on a real person that Bryon told me about him. You know, those recruits are coming at a very young age, and some of them got killed, some of them survived, but yes, they tend to bring them to the movement. It's like a cult, basically, at the age of 14. But the name Gavin, obviously, we had to change. But yeah, it's based on the real guy.
All right, thank you. Other questions? Is there? Oh, right there, please.
Thank you so much.
To all of you. The question is about how you probably didn't expect that much snow when you were shooting. How did you work that into the film?
Well, actually, we knew that we were about to shoot in the winter in upstate New York and all around, but I gotta say it was a challenge, but it gave us more, a different vibe while we were shooting. So it's not the typical summer kind of like, movie, I think it was cold, but we felt this cold within us, you know. And the movie it was really essential for me to shoot in the snow that slowly melts until the end. So yeah, we had some hard days, but I kind of liked it for the film.
Okay. All right. Yes, there, please.
I have two questions for you. First of all, for real gentlemen who's here, I mean, you're all real people. How many others have you turned? And for our director, how do you feel this film will be received in the United States?
That's a two-part question to our gentleman here. She'd like to know, in reality, how many people have you turned?
There were quite a few, actually. I've been doing this for about almost 20 years, and thank you. And Bryon is just one of many, because people grow up. People eventually realize that this is not the world that is going to be compatible with their lives anymore. And as they start to break away, they start coming to me or other people, and they just turn everything around. Some even go out and try to encourage others to get out there and get out of these things. And we even have some in the audience right now I invited here. But I could tell you, but I could tell you like this, I'm Antifa. I gotta fight them if they're not gonna get out. But I prefer this is the direction that we go in, that they decide that enough's enough, I can't be like this anymore. That's a hell of a lot more pleasurable, I can tell you.
And the second part of the question was, how do you feel this film will be received in the United States?
Well, I hope it will evoke a discussion. I think it's that's why I didn't want to do like the perfect redemption story with nothing is perfect. And I think that the sentence, if I take those tattoos off of my face, will I still be the same piece of shit, is a question that is valid, and I would like to see how people react to Bryon, because Bryon is not a clean-cut character. He's damaged. He wants to be a better person, and I want us to see if we can find any forgiveness in our heart, especially now when it's crazy times. So it's like Yom Kippur is next, and what we do in Yom Kippur is we say we're sorry, and we start with a new blank page. So can we forgive him? Can we not forgive him? That's the question that I want to raise.
Okay. There's, right here, please.
This question is for Mr. Coulter. What's it like to play a hero that's still alive?
The question is for Mr. Coulter. What's it like to play a hero that is still alive? Very much so.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
I kind of like being alive, frankly.
I think he likes that too. It's funny, you have a lot more liberty when the person's gone. You can do anything. But now he's here. He's kind of always reminding me of things. So when he visits set, it's great to have the subject with you. It's great because it feels like it's so current. He's been doing it for 20 years before the social media, before all this other stuff, the cameras that everyone else has in their pockets now. And he was fighting the good fight for so long. It's great to have him and to bring him to everyone's attention in this current day. And it's just wonderful to have him here. So I think it's a better thing to have him alive. So I appreciate that too.
Let's second that. All right. Any other?
By the way, he's our next film.
Yes, I see it. I see him. Go ahead.
Guy, I have to say that I'm so shocked and so proud of you. I know him.
Oh, you know him. Oh,
He's the one that I paid.
Oh, okay. Just so we know.
That wasn't on our rehearsal.
I know.
Say that. I know you from Israel. I know you from many years as a journalist. And I'm so astonished that you actually completed like that the first American project. And I want to hear about that, like the transition from your previous films in Israel, totally different from this one. And now you came over as an immigrant to the U.S. and you're making a very American movie. So with American came over, unfortunately, we also have that, but tell me about this
All right, I'll see that. This gentleman knows
Good
you
question.
from Israel, and he'd like you to speak a little bit about your career transition from the films you made in Israel, which were very different than this one that you have now made, a very American story.
Well, my amazing wife and I were in long distance connection for 4.5 years before I moved to the States. But while waiting for my green card, I was starting to think, what will be my first American movie? Israel is a problematic country, like America. We are kind of a microcosmos of America. We have a lot of racism, a lot of hard stuff that's going on right now. And when I saw the article in the newspaper of Bryon Widner and his transition and his redemption story, I felt that this is the story I want to tell in the US. But before we start shooting the feature, I did a short called Skin that dealt with the same kind of issues. It's about racism in America from different points of view. And so I tested this before, and I wanted to work with American actors and American crew. And only after I did the short, I felt confidence to launch into my feature. And cinema is a language, and it's the same language in any place in the world. I was blessed to work with the most amazing cast and producers, and so that made it even easier. But yeah, that's the answer.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. There's a question over there, please. Yep.
Hi, Tava.
Okay, is everybody here? Okay, I'll repeat that. Her question is, can you speak a little bit to the development process of the script, essentially? What started with an article and that led you to the shooting? What happened all the way along, and did you write, etc.?
Well, the first thing I did after reading this article is going to my grandfather, who was a Holocaust survivor. He was 90 at the time. And I told him about this project. And my grandfather, who didn't forgive the Germans. For years and years, he didn't buy anything German. Only after the Six-Day War, when the Germans helped us, he said, "This is the new Germany. This is the new, the second and third generation of Germans are different people." And he told me, "You got to tell this story." So I got my blessing from my grandfather, who's a hero to me. And so we called MSNBC because they did a little documentary about Bryon, and they gave us the email. They said, "Look, he's under, kind of like loosely somewhere in America. You cannot really get in touch with him." I wrote him an email, really emotional email about my family, why me, as a Jewish Israeli guy, should tell this story, and I didn't hear back. But only after 2 months, he wrote me back and said, "If you're really serious, let's Skype." We did a Skype. Jamie, me, Julie, and him, and it was an amazing Skype session. And he told us, "If you're really serious, come to visit me, and I want to see you face to face." Because he couldn't trust us. He didn't know who we are. And we took a flight. I'm from Tel Aviv, and Jamie came from Canada, and we met him in a no man's land, in a Cafe Baghdad coffee shop, and we had the most amazing weekend. I met an intelligent, soulful person who really wanted to become a better person. So from this moment, after he signed the life rights on a napkin, because that's what we had, and I went back to my lawyer with that, then we started working together, and then where Daryl Mon Jenkins came into the picture, and it was kind of a triangle, me, Daryl, and Bryon working on this project. They told me exactly what happened, what I cannot say and what I can say, and we started orchestrating. And it took 4 years until I met Oren, Celine, and Trudy, that made it happen, because it's a tough subject to have, and Oren helped me orchestrate the script, and it was 4.5 years of working on it and deep in it, and while we were working, Trump got elected. And suddenly the backyard of America became the front yard of America. So I wasn't surprised that Trump was elected, but we knew it's going to happen. We felt but that's how. And then Jamie Bell came into the picture, and Danielle I knew from the short, and Mike and everybody. It was like a big family.
We have time for one more quick question. Is there at the back there, please? All right, her question is, you mentioned making the film while Trump was elected. She's wondering if anyone in the cast has felt a sea change in terms of what you're referring to there, that something has changed.
I mean, I'm a black man in America. I always feel fear, all right? I mean,
I don't know, Gordon.
I compartmentalize, It's nothing new. It's just routine. How about you?
Nice segue. I mean, yes, but at the same time, I think that you should speak out for what's right and what you believe in. So, I mean, Daryl is doing a hell of a lot more than that, and I mean, he inspires me. So that's something else. Anyone else want to talk?
No. Okay. Back to you.
No, I think that we don't have time. I'm sorry. I'm so afraid we don't have any more time. Thank you so much for bringing this remarkable film to Toronto. Congratulations. Thank you for being here today.